Gather around, for I shall tell you the tale of Zal, the child of the mountains and the most extraordinary of fathers, a hero whose fate was intertwined with the wings of a mythical bird, and whose journey was as much about destiny as it was about the wisdom of the heart. In the time when the earth was still young and the winds whispered ancient secrets, there lived a king named Sam, the ruler of Persia, whose heart was noble, but whose eyes sought only the strength of mighty warriors. His kingdom was vast and his might unmatched, but his greatest desire was to have a son, an heir who would carry his legacy and command the armies of the world. Years passed and no child came, but fate, as it always does, has a way of playing its hand. One cold winter's night, the heavens wept, and Sam's queen, a woman of great beauty and grace, gave birth to a child, a son. But the child was not like any other. His hair was as white as the snow that blanketed the mountain peaks, a stark contrast to the rich black hair of his father. The child's skin, too, was pale, as though the sun had never kissed his face. The king, upon seeing this strange otherworldly infant, was filled with despair, for his heart, full of pride, could not bear the thought of a son so different from himself. The king, in his sorrow and shame, ordered that the child be abandoned. He gave orders for the newborn to be left alone on the rugged mountainside, where no one would find him, where nature would take its course. He did not know, however, that fate had already intervened. There, amidst the icy winds and towering peaks, the child was not alone for long, for the Simurgh, the great mystical bird of fire and wisdom, had watched from the heavens. The Simurgh, with its feathers shimmering in every color of the rainbow, swooped down and found the helpless infant. With a soft and mighty cry, the Simurgh gathered Zal in its talons and carried him to the heights of its nest, a place of warmth and safety, where the child would be raised in the care of this divine creature. For years Zal lived under the Simurgh's protection. The bird taught him not only the ways of survival, but the deep, ancient wisdom of the cosmos. Zal grew strong in body, mind, and spirit, learning the art of both war and peace. His mind was sharp, and his heart was pure. He became a warrior like no other, but more importantly, he became a sage. As the years passed, fate's hand once more turned the wheel. Sam, still king but burdened with regret, heard rumors of a mighty warrior in the mountains, a man whose strength was legendary, whose wisdom was unmatched, and whose very presence seemed to command the heavens. Little did he know this was his son, Zal, now grown into a man whose heart was as noble as his mother's love. When Sam learned that his son still lived, he sought him out with great urgency. Guided by the stars and the whispers of his counselors, the king traveled to the mountaintop, hoping for a chance to see the son he had once forsaken. And there in the wilds, amidst the ancient trees and cliffs, father and son met for the first time in the shadow of the Simurgh. The king, filled with awe and amazement, gazed upon the son he had abandoned. There stood Zal, his hair still white as the snow, his eyes bright with knowledge, his presence radiating a power that could not be denied. Sam, overcome with emotion, fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness, but Zal, though moved by the sight of his father's remorse, did not hesitate. "My father," Zal said, his voice as calm and measured as the mountain breeze, "I do not seek your apology. My life, my path, has been forged by the hands of fate, and I have walked it with honor. Let us now walk forward, together, as father and son." In that moment, Sam understood the true meaning of power, not in the strength of the sword, but in the strength of character, wisdom, and compassion. He invited Zal to return with him to the palace, where he would be given a place of honor. But Zal, always the wise one, did not seek titles or thrones. Instead, he chose to live as a teacher and a guardian, helping to guide his father's kingdom with the wisdom that the Simurgh had instilled in him. And thus, Zal became a legendary figure, known not just for his strength, but for his wisdom, his compassion, and the deep love he held for all living things. His legacy would live on through his son, Rustam, a hero whose own destiny would be shaped by the wisdom and honor passed down by the white-haired sage of the mountains. So the tale of Zal is not just the story of a man, but the story of fate, of love, and of redemption, of a father and son reunited by the hand of destiny, and of the eternal bond between the earth and the heavens. And may we all remember that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in the sword, but in the wisdom that guides the heart.